here to talk about how I designed my own wedding reception outfit. So, it all began a few weeks ago. I bumped into my planner book after, months. So, I actually had this in mind for the longest time that I wanted to talk about, how I went hunting for the gown, how I made it from scratch, etc. And so I was actually going to do a vlog around it when I had started shopping for it, but it just didn't uh, pan out well, and so I decided that why not make it later on. Now I challenged myself that at least before I complete 6 months of marriage, let me at least talk about the gown. What I did is I posted a Instagram story asking my friends if they were interested in listening to this, and some of you replied, and I just thought, all right, let's go ahead. It all began last year. We decided to get married just before the second lockdown in March, and finally got married in November. So we had ample time. But before I actually dive into what kind of gown I went for, how I designed it, I'm going to talk about the venue and what we had decided for the evening, so that you understand why I went for the kind of gown that I did. As we started looking at venues, we knew that we wanted a small wedding. Also, it was COVID time. We didn't really have to convince our folks, everyone was ready for a small, intimate wedding. I always wanted to get married in court, so it was perfect. For the evening, though, me and my partner were very clear that we wanted something fun. We definitely wanted to meet our friends. We hadn't seen them for a very long time. We live in different cities now, and we also wanted to meet each other's families. We were just kind of celebrating that we've finally gotten married. And so I was looking for venue ideas that, went with this kind of a thought. So we were looking for something that was not typically on a stage within four walls. We both realized, after looking at few places, we both realized that we wanted something that was more outdoorsy, but we were mindful that it's not too lavish, that we were not splurging too much. And so we decided on this very cute terrace venue that we found, and it was just perfect. So that's what we zeroed in on. It was a terrace venue, with skies and nicely lit area, and so that's what I had in mind. And that's what the starting point was for me to try and look out for the kind of outfit that would go with this kind of a theme. So let's get to the gown. So like I said, I was actually, I started looking at lehengas. I started saving all these fancy, outfits. But then later on, I realized that, I actually wanted something elegant, something classy, not too much. And so I kind of, the lehenga idea just fizzled out of my head. And I was like, why not gowns? All this while I was just focusing on something traditional. Why not go for something like a gown? And so I had already made these sketches. I'd started saving on Pinterest. I was looking for more and more gown patterns. I was planning to visit Bangalore anyway to help my partner, shop for his outfit and stuff. So I was just thinking, why not tag along, look for things in Bangalore. Maybe I'll get some pretty things in Bangalore. Since I was going for gowns and stuff, I just thought maybe try here, and if not, I can always come back home and look for my outfit. There was ample time left. So I just started researching online on where do I go to look for wedding stuff. And there were lots of videos that I've watched around where to shop, what are these areas that are famous for wedding related shopping. So one of these areas was Commercial Street, and so we decided to go to Commercial Street and try out. Now the street is like full of your wedding needs. Like, it has western wear, it has ethnic wear, men's wear, women's wear, everything. There are some boutiques that have fabric and they do tailor-made things. So it's like you get everything. You get handbags, you get your jewelry sorted, etc. So it's an amazing place to start looking for what you really like. So yeah, how every girl shops with her bestie or her mom or relatives. I was shopping with two guys. One was my husband and the other one was his brother. But both of them were really, really sweet. They gave me honest opinions on what looked good, what didn't look good, etc. And we had a ball. Like, we were also looking for his outfit. So coming to the gown part, I tried a few ready-made outfits on Commercial Street. There were a few shops that had a good collection, but most of them were very, very fancy, and like, you know, they had these flared design, like a ball gown kind of a thing with corsets and stuff. I was very sure that I didn't want that kind of a dress because it would not suit me. A. Secondly, it was too fancy for the kind of event we were going for. It was very casual, you know, among friends and things. So I wanted it more comfortable. I tried on a dress which was the perfect shade that I wanted, but it was a flared dress, and it only affirmed my faith that this is not what I wanted. It was a nice icy blue color, but it looked right out of Frozen. Like it was very dramatic. So that was not something I wanted, but the color was really good. Well, so there you go. That's how my ready-made thing was. I just decided, okay, let it be. Let's go for tailor-made. Let's at least look at the fabric. So I looked at this place, Naina Boutique. I had heard a lot about it online, and so I was like, why not try this place? They had fabric and they had an in-house tailor. Now, once we went, we met that sales guy, and he was amazing. He was very professional. I showed him a few Pinterest ideas. I also showed him some of my sketches, and then he was like, okay, I know what you want. So he went and got like net fabrics, and he just started showing me everything in net fabric, you know, with a satin underline, like a matching satin underline. And first, as always, I had in mind, I started with blues, and so I was looking at a lot of blues, and I actually had good options there, but I don't know, the design somehow I did not end up liking it. I started looking at, you know, things that I wanted to avoid, like blush pinks. I was actually looking for a nice dark bottle green because that would suit my complexion as well. So I was thinking of going for dark colors, but I didn't find the right shade. Also, you know, with the satin underlining, I thought maybe perhaps I should go for lighter tone. It would just, you know, make it really pretty. And out of nowhere, he showed us this color, and initially I just thought it's quite sober and stuff. But it was just lovely when he put an underlining to it, the satin underlining, and it was this nice champagne gold color. I wasn't very sure, but then I just fell in love with the design, and it wasn't one of those colors that I had in mind. It was very unlike me to pick this color. So, but you know, me, my partner, his brother, all of us, we just loved this color in, you know, comparison to the other ones that we were looking at. And so that's how I fixed on the color. So, you know, maybe I'll show you a part of it before I actually show you the design. So this is how it looked. So this is the design, and one good thing was it was a vertical design, like there's nothing horizontal, so it just felt very nice, and there was a underlining of this color. So yep. So now let's move on to the gown pattern that I actually discussed with the tailor. So at Naina Boutique, then I decided to meet with the tailor. I told him what kind of, you know, gowns I was going for. So you know, he also helped, and he also started sketching out roughly. And then he added some of the features that I asked him to add on the gown. So I'll just start with the neck pattern. So for the neck, I decided on the back, I decided to give a deep V cut. It was very simple, very straightforward. I wanted a deep neck, but I was also mindful that it's not too revealing, that I'm always cautious while moving around, you know, of my back showing. So I went for a nice V cut, and then I thought maybe I should add something, you know, to deck up the dress. Because as such the fabric was quite sober color, so I just thought that maybe, you know, to add up and to make it a little more bridal. Also the color was champagne gold, so I was thinking of, you know, adding things that would make it look very vintagey and romantic for the evening. So we went with this color. Sorry, I'm showing you the front instead of the back. So we went with this design in the back. I just added 4 rows of pearl strings. So he asked me to get these pearl strings from the, you know, the store next to the shop, and there were these beautiful small beads as well. And I thought, why not? You know, the pattern was sleeveless on the shoulder side, and so I decided to add these 4 rows of small pearl beads. I also got these additional, wait, let me show you. these additional gold tube beads, and I showed it to him and I wanted him to, add those so that they could cross over. But he was a bit hesitant. He was like, nahi madam, bahut kam lagega ye wo. So what I did was I kept these aside with me, and once the gown was done, when I came back home, I requested my mom if she would do it for me. So I added the 4 rows and I gave it to her and she stitched it. So it was really pretty. It went very well. The pearl and the gold combination went very well with the sequin work that was there on the gown. So I really liked how the combination looked, and it looked very vintagey here. So that's what I did for the neck and the back. That's all the main designing of the gown that was there. In the front I gave like a very, very normal V cut, wasn't too deep at all, so it was quite comfortable to wear. I gave a side zipper so that it would look nice for the fitting. So that's that about the the neck and the main part of the gown. When it came to the length of the gown, I just decided to go for a plain A-line. First we tried with the fish cut, but then I wasn't sure. I wanted something tight near my thighs. So I just went with a plain A-line, a narrow A-line, and to add a more dramatic effect to it, make it more bridal, what I did was I added a gown trail to it behind. So I think I might have gone from my waist. I think we went for a 5 feet long trail, and that was more than enough for me. So that's that. I think that's most of the designing of the gown. Another thing that I added to the dress, just because I was going crazy that it's a bridal dress, I'm better make something fancy, etc. I went for, a shoulder cape. So I asked him whether a shoulder cape would look good, and I kept checking with him because I wasn't sure. I was designing for the first time. So he drew it and it looked really elegant. So I just thought maybe I'll add this on each side. So he made this shoulder cape on each side of the gown, and it looked brilliant. But in the hindsight, I think it should have been a little more flowy, like the pleats were sitting on top of each other, sewn this way. So in the hindsight, I would have made it a little more flowy and a little more longer as well. It fell around my thigh, just below my thigh, but I think I would have gone for a little bit longer had I known how it would look. And yeah, it was a nice, icing on the cake kind of a thing. So that's how I designed my gown. I can't believe I've talked for so long. He gave us a timeline of 3 weeks for the first fitting. All throughout this 3 weeks, I was just stressing out because I have a history of bad tailoring. Like, I meet tailors who are very sweet spoken, but they mess up the work. So it's kind of funny that way. I can't actually, it's a struggle to get it right from them. So, but amazingly enough, whatever I did during the wedding turned out to be really, really well made. When it came to the jewelry, I kept minimal. I went for this Kush's jewelry set, necklace. That was big enough so that it would not look too bare since it was a V shape, and yeah, just dangling earrings along with it. I kept it very simple. I had a bracelet, a rose gold kind of a bracelet. It wasn't from Kushal's, I think it was just generic, and a nice rose gold ring as well to pair. During the wedding, I think I had a few guests come up to me and ask me where you got it from and stuff, and it felt really proud that I designed something that I didn't know I had these skills in me. I was creative, but I was very lazy when it came to, fashion and stuff. So yeah, it was just a fun experience. So that's that. That's all I had to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching this video. Bye.